5 habits your dog will copy from you. Have you ever noticed how closely your dog watches you? It's almost as if those big, curious eyes are quietly studying your every move. Dogs don't just live beside us. They live with us, learning our rhythms and our little routines day by day. The truth is, our furry companions are natural imitators. Without us even realizing it, they begin to mirror the way we live, sometimes in the most surprising ways. Maybe you've seen your pup yawn right after you, or curl up for a nap the moment you sit down on the couch. Perhaps you've noticed how they get excited when you laugh, or how they grow quiet when you're feeling low. These aren't accidents. They're habits your dog has gently picked up just from being by your side. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 everyday habits that your dog may be copying from you. Some will make you smile, some might surprise you, but all of them will remind you of the unique bond you share. After all, when you live with a dog, you're not just shaping their world, they're shaping yours too. Habit number 1. Sleep schedules. When your dog learns your bedtime. Have you ever noticed how your dog seems to know exactly when it's time to wind down for the night? You don't even have to say a word. Maybe you dim the lights, grab a blanket, or pour yourself that last cup of tea before bed. And there they are, already stretching, yawning, and preparing to curl up. Dogs are incredible observers, and one of the first habits they'll copy from you is your sleeping schedule. It's not just about routine, though. To your dog, bedtime is more than sleep. It's about connection. When you settle in, they feel the shift in the house, the quiet, the slower pace, the softer tone in your voice. Dogs pick up on these signals and begin to sync their internal clocks with yours. If you stay up late, your dog will likely be right there with you, fighting off their natural urge to doze just to be near you. And when you rise early, don't be surprised if you find them already awake, tail wagging, ready to greet the day. There's something almost magical about it. Imagine this. You're watching TV late into the evening, and as you finally reach for the remote, your dog hops up too, as if to say, "Ah, so we're done now." Or maybe you've taken a nap on a lazy Sunday afternoon, and without fail, your dog curls up beside you, mirroring your rest as if it's their own. These little moments show just how deeply dogs tune into our patterns. What's fascinating is how flexible they can be. Scientists have studied how dogs adapt their circadian rhythms, those natural sleep-wake cycles, based on their owners. Unlike wild animals that stick to fixed patterns, domesticated dogs adjust to us. If you work the night shift, your pup might flip their schedule to match. If you love sleeping in on weekends, chances are they'll happily snooze right along with you. It's not just coincidence. It's loyalty woven into daily life. But this mirroring comes with a gentle reminder, too. Dogs may sacrifice their natural instincts to be aligned with us. If we get too little rest, our dogs may end up sleep-deprived as well. That's why maintaining a healthy routine isn't just good for us. It's a gift we pass on to them. A dog that shares your rhythm also shares your energy, your mood, and your wellness. So the next time you see your pup snuggling into their bed just as you pull up the covers, remember, they're not just mimicking you out of habit. They're telling you, in the most tender way possible, where you go, I go. When you rest, I rest. And in that quiet symmetry of sleep, the bond between human and dog becomes something beautifully unspoken, a nightly ritual of trust and companionship. Habit number 2. Emotional reactions. When your dog mirrors your feelings. Dogs have an extraordinary ability to tune into our emotions. It's not just that they notice when you're happy or sad. They feel it. And often they reflect it back at you. This is one of the most profound ways they copy us, not with physical actions, but with emotional responses. Imagine a stressful day. You walk through the door, sigh heavily, and slump into the chair. Your dog doesn't need words to know something is wrong. Their ears may droop, their tail lowers, and they curl closer to you, almost as if carrying part of your burden. It's not coincidence. It's emotional mirroring. Your dog is copying the energy you bring into the room. The same happens with joy. When you laugh loudly, clap your hands, or dance a little in the living room, watch your dog carefully. Often they'll start to bounce around, wag their tail, or bark in excitement, mirroring the happiness you're radiating. Dogs learn to associate your mood with their own behavior, adjusting themselves to match you. Scientists believe this comes from thousands of years of companionship. In the wild, survival depended on reading the emotions of the group. Dogs carried this instinct into their bond with humans. Your happiness signals safety. Your anxiety signals caution. By mirroring you, they stay connected and aligned with your state of mind. But here's the tender truth. Dogs can also pick up negative habits from us emotionally. Constant stress, anger, or tension can make a dog anxious or reactive. On the flip side, calmness, affection, and positivity help your dog feel secure. In other words, your emotional well-being becomes theirs. So next time you find your pup snuggling close when you're sad or leaping with joy when you laugh, remember, they're not just copying. They're living proof that love can echo back in the simplest, most beautiful ways. Habit number 3. Eating habits. Snack time imitators. If you've ever sat down with a bag of chips only to notice your dog staring with big, hopeful eyes, you already know. Dogs copy your eating routines. They're not just begging for food, they're syncing their appetite to yours. Dogs are masters at associating sounds and patterns with food. Open the fridge, and suddenly, paws are clicking across the floor. Tear open a snack wrapper, and those ears perk up instantly. It doesn't matter if they just had dinner. If you're eating, they want to eat too. Over time, they begin to mirror your eating schedule. Midnight snack? Expect a furry shadow beside you. Breakfast in bed? Guess who's sitting at the edge of the sheets, licking their lips? This mirroring isn't just about hunger. Dogs read meals as social bonding moments. In a pack, eating together is a ritual of trust and belonging. At home, when you grab a plate, they instinctively join in. Not always with food, but with presence. It's their way of saying, "We're in this together." But this habit also carries responsibility. If you eat lots of unhealthy snacks, your dog may learn to beg more often, and giving in can affect their health. On the other hand, maintaining structured mealtimes helps your dog feel secure and balanced. They thrive on routine, and they'll happily copy yours. Think of it this way. Your eating rhythm becomes theirs. If you savor a quiet morning coffee, your dog may lie down peacefully beside you. If you rush meals and snack constantly, expect a dog that paces and begs just as often. So the next time you catch your pup staring at you with that one bite please face, smile and remember, they're not only asking for food, they're copying the way you treat mealtimes, weaving your habits into their own. Habit number 4. Activity levels. When your dog copies your energy. If you've ever had a lazy weekend on the couch, you might have noticed something funny. Your dog suddenly seems just as content to do absolutely nothing. On the other hand, if you've laced up your sneakers and gone for a morning jog, there's your dog, practically vibrating with excitement, ready to sprint by your side. This is no coincidence. Dogs copy your activity levels, adjusting their energy to mirror yours. At their core, dogs are pack animals. In a pack, harmony is everything. If the leader of the pack rests, the group rests. If the leader moves, the group follows. At home, you are the leader. Your habits, whether active or sedentary, set the tone for your dog's daily rhythm. Imagine this. You decide to binge watch a new TV series. As the hours go by, you stretch, grab a snack, and shift your blanket. Right there beside you, your dog sighs, shifts positions, and stays curled up for the entire marathon. They've mirrored your pace of life. But on another day, when you're buzzing with energy, rushing around cleaning the house, notice how your dog follows every step, bouncing after you with contagious enthusiasm. This mirroring is more than sweet. It shapes their physical and mental health. A dog whose owner is active tends to be fitter, calmer, and happier. A dog whose owner is sedentary often struggles with the same challenges we do: weight gain, restlessness, or even boredom. Their well-being is, in many ways, a reflection of ours. But here's the fascinating part. Dogs don't just copy us passively. They often encourage us to move. A wagging tail at the door, a playful bark, or the insistent way they drop a ball at your feet. It's their way of saying, "Come on, let's do something." In this way, the mirroring becomes mutual. You inspire them, and they inspire you back. So next time you wonder if your dog's lazy day is just them, look closer. Chances are, they're living at your pace, syncing their heartbeat to yours. And in that mirroring, they remind us of something simple but powerful. Life feels better when we move together. Habit number 5. Communication style. Copying the way you interact. Here's a subtle habit that often goes unnoticed. Dogs copy the way you communicate. Not your words, though they do learn some, but the tone, the rhythm, and the emotion behind your voice and body language. Think about it. If you're someone who speaks with joy and excitement, your dog probably responds with wagging tails, playful jumps, and bright, eager eyes. Over time, they even start to talk back in their own way, little whines, barks, or happy grumbles that match your energy. If you tend to be quiet and calm, your dog often reflects that too, moving gently, responding with soft looks or quiet sighs. Dogs are natural imitators of emotion-driven communication. They don't just listen, they absorb. For example, if you greet people with warmth, your dog may become friendly toward visitors. If you're cautious or reserved, your dog might become watchful and hesitant. In essence, they're copying your social cues. But the mirroring goes deeper than social behavior. Dogs even learn the timing of your communication. Speak in short, sharp commands, and your dog's responses become quicker and more alert. Speak in long, soothing tones, and your dog may relax, tilting their head as if to say, "I'm listening." Here's a charming example many dog owners recognize. Talking to your dog in a playful, high-pitched voice often makes them answer with funny little sounds, almost as if they're mimicking the style of your chatter. It's not random. They've learned that this is how you connect, and they want to connect back in kind. Of course, this also means dogs can copy less desirable habits. Yelling, frustration, or inconsistent communication can confuse them or make them anxious. Just like children, dogs thrive on clarity and consistency. When you model calm, loving communication, they reflect it back with trust and loyalty. So the next time your pup tilts their head at your words or lets out a bark that sounds suspiciously like a reply, smile. They're not just making noise. They're mirroring the way you reach out to the world. It's their way of saying, "I hear you, I'm with you." At the end of the day, living with a dog isn't just about teaching them tricks or setting routines. It's about realizing how deeply they weave themselves into our lives. Every nap they share beside us, every joyful leap when we laugh, every watchful glance when we're stressed, all of it is their way of saying, "I'm with you, always." The habits they copy aren't random. They are proof of the bond between human and dog, a bond built on trust, love, and silent understanding. When your pup mirrors your sleep schedule, your emotions, your eating times, your energy, or even the way you communicate, they're telling you something powerful. You matter to them more than anything else. And maybe that's the real secret. Dogs don't just live in our homes, they live in our hearts. They choose to reflect us because to them, we are their world. So the next time you catch your dog copying one of your quirks, don't just laugh. Take a moment to appreciate it, because in that small act of imitation lies the biggest truth of all. In their eyes, you are worth mirroring every single day.